It's the playoffs, and the bench is back. Let's go, baby. Hello, Filipinas! I haven't seen you guys in such a long time. Welcome to The Bench, where we offer a layman's view on anything and everything basketball from a bunch of regular dudes who eat, sleep, and breathe hoops. I'm Julio, Dubs Die Hard, and I'm not gonna. I want to introduce them right away. And right beside me is Mike,
Go Spurs, go, man!
and our favorite J Homie underscore J Ortega on IG.
Sup,
It's
sup,
Jay.
everybody? Sup?
Okay, so well, guys, we haven't been about 2 weeks. We took a break. We took a break for 2 weeks to rev ourselves up for this whole NBA playoff run. And now the regular season just ended today, and this will be our playoff primer, so to speak. Right? We're gonna break down the
Uh-huh.
matchups
Yep.
and if our schedule. Well, I won't talk about it now, but before we start, please do like and follow us on Facebook, The Bench Live, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Bench. And
Ilan na
guys,
ba subscriptions niyan? 10 na ba?
um,
11 ata, dude.
11.
Yeah,
Meron na.
well,
Hey, guys, I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks.
It's
yeah,
not
but
like we
we,
don't talk every day.
uh,
Dude, no one knows that. But come on, you just gave me away. But no one knew that, man. I was gonna like,
he
how's your
had,
life?
oh,
And
nga,
how's
dude, he had this whole I missed
yeah,
you guys feel, eh.
yeah.
Ayun, no?
I
Wow.
had the whole drama going on, and you just dropped me like it's hot. Okay,
Snoop
so what
Dogg ba yan?
happened? What?
Drop
No,
it like
dude.
it's hot.
I'm
Drop it like it's hot.
yeah. I'm just so happy to see you. But anyway, since that happened, the playoffs just ended today. As in,
No, the
Huh?
regular
oh,
season.
sorry, sorry.
Relax,
See,
Tapos na
dude,
na!
relax, relax. Let's not rush the
Sino,
playoffs,
sino,
dude.
sino ang
are you
champion?
sure? Are you sure the playoffs didn't end yet?
Dude, let's slow roll this.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. You see how
Slow
Jay
roll.
affects me. You see how Jay affects me.
Nagpalit na lang yung IG handle, nataranta na si Julio.
Oh, nga. So the regular season ends
Okay.
today. So the regular season ends today, and we are gonna check out the brackets and talk about the matchups, which will start, of course, with the play-ins, and then we'll start talking about how the teams did in the
Mm,
standings. Am I right? Or did I get that
Yep.
wrong
mhm.
also?
Nah, I think that's what
Let's
we talk
go, man.
about. Sige, let's go.
Dude, let's get into this because I have a feeling we're gonna hit like 125 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so sige, let's start muna ha. Let's go to the West. So in the West,
Mhm.
play-in scenario number one would be the Lakers. I mean, oh crap, sorry, I didn't.
Oh,
Wow,
ow,
my
grabe
bad.
naman. Was that?
Not see that we had to have a walkout at least once, too. But where's Jay? Jay, come back, Jay. It was a joke. It's a, it was a joke. It was a.
Nagpi-freeze pa si Jay, so may dramatic pause pa the whole thing.
I'm sorry. It was too. I mean, I'm sorry. I really apologize for that from the bottom of my
Oh my God, you
from the
froze
bottom
Jay.
from the bottom
Julio,
of my
ayan na.
standings.
Woo!
Okay, from the bottom
Papainom
of
ako,
my stand.
papainom ako.
I know, sorry.
Oh,
Anyway,
game.
so at the 9 and 10 slot, on the play inside for the West, it's the New Orleans Pelicans versus Mike. Who?
Go
Yun, no?
Spurs, go!
Ah,
Yun, no?
Kalain mo.
Yung buong
Pumasok
taon
kami.
nangangarap ng tanking, pasok. Yung buong
Di ba?
taon, puro yabang tungkol sa magcha-champion, tanggal.
Diba? What have we learned, Jay? What have we learned? What have we learned? Diba?
Pagdasal ko na
What
lang
have we
sila
learned?
mag-tanking.
Puro yabang yung
Kailangan
Lakers.
mag-tanking sila
Gusto mag-tanking yung
para
Spurs.
manalo
Yung Spurs
sila.
pumasok. What have we learned?
Go.
Uh,
Anyway, okay.
what have we learned?
Yeah.
Do not make LeBron be GM. That's what I learned.
What, what have you learned,
Hey,
Jay?
let's talk about that matchup. Who
No,
who
let's-
do you guys think is
Ah,
gonna
sige.
get this?
Mike, you go for it. You know why? Because in all honesty,
Wala. Ako, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it once.
okay.
We're too supposed to win, dude.
Come on. That's so not true.
Ano? Ano
buddy.
daw?
We're too supposed to win.
he's
We're
too-
too potso to win.
Yeah, he's pulling out the potsu, Jay. That's what
Oo
Mike's
nga,
doing.
aga mag-voodoo nito.
Oo nga.
Hindi, pero like I said, diba, I wanted them to tank. Okay, let's just put it out there. I wanted them to tank. They didn't. And then now that they're in, I'm kind of rooting for them already because I would like for Pop to, if he does go again, let me say it again. If he does go, I would like him to have at least one more maybe playoff series, diba? And maybe mess with Phoenix a little bit. Baka mapagod lang namin sila ng konti.
Jay, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Jay?
Ako, I seriously think the Spurs have a chance of beating New Orleans, man. BI is not someone you can count on per se. He's not a consistent all-star kind of player. I mean, if anything, I think CJ McCollum's gonna be
Yeah.
leading the charge here.
Agree.
And if the Spurs have a ton of really good guards, good defenders too, huh? So if they can tire CJ out and make him miss some shots here and there, they've got a chance here. Pirtle
Yeah.
against Vucevic, that's like a no-brainer. Pantay lang yan, man. There's really no big difference there. Pirtle's been playing really well. So I think they've got a shot here.
What happens again here? The winner of this.
The winner of
We'll
that
go
will
straight-
wait for
straight-
the loser. No.
Oh, yeah, we'll
The-
wait for the
the winner-
loser.
We'll,
Okay.
yes,
Of-
we'll wait
of
for
the
the
Minnesota
loser
group.
of the yes.
Yeah,
Yun
which
naman
we'll talk
kalaban
about
nila. They have to
later,
win
yeah.
twice, eh, no?
Right.
To win twice to get into a chance to fight
For the
whoever
eighth
wins
seed.
between
For the eighth
Minnesota
seed, yeah.
For the 8th
and
seed.
the Clippers, right?
Okay, so what can happen
Right.
also here is that none of these two will end up entering anyway.
Right.
If the
Yeah.
Clippers or Minnesota beat them, then that's it. Punch it. Yeah.
And that's pretty much where I am. That's why.
Ah, yeah.
And,
Oo.
yeah. So kumbaga, whether the Pelicans or the Spurs win, I do not think they will beat who is coming out from 7 and 8. So that's it.
Okay.
I'd like to comment lang about
true.
the Pelicans and the Spurs in the sense that I really think the Spurs were on a wait and see tank mode. In fact,
Uh-huh.
I'm noticing something about the Spurs. And I don't know, Mike, you correct me if I'm wrong, huh? And I think the Spurs. Okay, did you see the draft probabilities today?
Right.
It came out.
Yeah. But they're the top
Yeah, so-
9, di ba?
Yeah, dude, I did not know that if you make the playoffs, you can still be part of the lottery coming from the play-in.
Play in
From the
to
play-in.
Yes.
Okay.
Play-in,
As long as you don't
playoff.
make the playoffs.
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Tama
Why are
si
they?
Mike.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Play-in eh.
No, kasi it makes sense kasi the ano na naman the thing there is if you make the playoffs then that you lose your chance for that, 'di ba?
You're not
So
there
being-
anymore.
Yeah,
You're
so being in
basically-
the play-in technically is not being in the playoffs yet. So if you lose the play-in, you're still tanggal
Right.
sa playoffs and
but
not
Pwede ka pa rin
yeah.
Okay.
Lumabas na pala yan kanina?
Yeah.
Yeah, kasi from what I see, I think the best were at I don't know, we're not at 9 pala, we're at 11 or 12, something like that. I forgot
Lakers
na. Pero
not done.
No, Lakers are what's that? But okay, here's my thing though about the Spurs. Then okay, the Spurs have been playing this very very McCoy game the last how many years, Mike? I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah,
to
yeah.
Pop already. Is that they're not fully tanking, but they are. You know
Here,
what I
here's
mean?
yeah.
They're
Here's the
playing.
here. Yeah, here's that's exactly what it is. Because from me now, from what see naman, how what I've seen this season, kasi you look at the bottom four teams. You look at Detroit, Orlando, who's the other two? OKC and
Yeah.
Houston. From the start, everybody knew that they were gonna tank, diba? Parang there was no way with these lineups and that young a team, especially OKC Houston, they were they were all out on a mission to tank. And
Yes.
if the Spurs tried to make sabay to out tank them, it's number one, it's gonna just walk, step all over the culture of the Spurs. And number two, it'll
They
be
can't
yeah,
get. They
it
can't
won't
put the Pop's record, dude.
yeah, they can't beat Pop's record. It's
Yeah,
it's gonna mess up the culture, and
counterproductive.
and they won't succeed in the end because it's impossible. It will look really stupid for them to out tank it. Diba?
Yes.
They
Yep.
will look really stupid if they are to. So sila
And,
okay, we're not gonna out tank them, so we're just gonna be above these
yeah.
above
And
these teams, diba?
and but they did tank. They
They did, yeah,
rebuilt.
yeah, yeah,
They did.
yeah, yeah,
Kumbaga, and
They
I
did
just
without a losing mentality. Galing, di
well,
ba?
you know what? Yes, and parang for them it was okay the way
Pumasok
the
pa din
boat
eh.
went. Kumbaga,
yeah,
if
Right.
let's try for it, but if we lose, okay lang, we're supposed to lose anyway. But if
yeah,
we win, why not? Di ba? Parang,
right,
di ba, if we win,
yes,
better. Considering pa
yeah,
Right.
They had DeMar DeRozan and all that. But the key there, the key which the Spurs know that and they're very confident with themselves is that they know they can find good players within 16 picks or 14 picks or
yes,
so
yes,
and they've had several years already of getting players that are good within those picks because they have a lot of good young
Mhm.
players. Vassell's still really good. Lonnie Walker, I told
Mhm.
you, Mike, Lonnie Walker is really
yeah,
good,
yeah.
man. So there's your rebuild
Well,
right there.
to put
Yeah,
things in
they now have
perspective,
an
dude.
all-star.
To put things
Yeah.
in perspective, two of the big three, the legendary big three of the Spurs were outside the lottery. So,
Yep, exactly. Exactly. That also. And so, hello, Doc
thank you,
Nestle.
Doc. Thank you, Doc.
I so there. Next, I'll talk about since we're on this playoff primer anyway. New Orleans, naman also for me had a completely different path. I think. I think New
Yes.
Orleans was kind of semi-tanking when they knew that Zion wasn't going to. They weren't sure where Zion was going. I think they had no idea until they had an idea. Until David Griffin said, "Screw this."
Yeah,
I
And
the
don't.
guys
until the
just
trade,
not gonna
until
play.
after the trade
Yeah,
deadline.
exactly. Because I think he already got the whole thing. Na, "Tangina, I'm not gonna make Zion. I think he got the heat from the owners and the fan base and the
Right.
season ticket holders already. Na, dude, let's not anymore be kulelat. Let's just go for something. And
Yeah, yeah.
by getting McCollum, they're gonna go ahead with or
Yeah,
without Zion. If Zion comes
Right.
along for the ride,
Yep.
good. That's how I feel with the
right.
Pelicans, at least. You
I
know,
think
Hmm.
so also.
diba? Did you hear nga
Yeah.
Mike Breen kanina? When they were talking in the start against the Warriors, he was talking about wow, and they have a lot of long, young youth and all that. They didn't talk about Zion at all. They only talked about Zion being in the bench na later on. How will he play the playoffs or not?
You know what's impressive? You know what's impressive for me with Nola?
Yeah,
They lost
Zion
AD.
size.
They lost AD, and then they bounced back.
yeah, because they got a haul for AD, man,
Yeah,
and that's where the haul comes in.
they're about, they might lose Zion, and they're still looking pretty good, dude.
Yeah, well, maybe God, David Griffin is a pretty good GM after all. Diba? I mean, Jay, you have any thoughts? Or do we move on?
Nah, we can move on.
You can move on.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Mike? Any?
Yeah, I'm good. Go
Okay.
Spurs,
Sorry.
go.
No, I just used it as a chance. No, I just used it as a chance to give my impression of both these teams because it's the end of
Yeah,
the regular season.
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah,
So our next matchup, and of course, hi Manols. welcome to the show. And yay,
Mismo Manol.
you know, ironically, the
Nagko-congratulate
pick
yan.
of the Lakers goes to New Orleans. Just saying. I saw it kanina also. Our next play-in matchup in the West is Minnesota versus the Clippers. So I'll leave the floor to any one of you guys who wants to start off with this one.
I'll go.
Go.
Um, I can't believe I'm gonna say this because it's the other LA team against a team I hate, but I hope the Clippers beat the crap out of Minnesota, man. I think they can
Really?
also. Yeah, I hate Minnesota, man. These guys have been acting like arrogant pricks. Have
Ah,
been
because
dissing a lot of
Yeah,
people.
may hugot si
Yeah, man.
Jay dyan eh.
yeah, may hugot nga
So,
si Jay.
Dane,
I
yabang niyo masyado. I'm feeling Pat Bev lahat tong mga gunggong na to. I
I
hope the
feel ya.
Clippers beat their asses, man.
I
I think the Clippers will.
I go Mike, sige,
Who,
ikaw muna.
Julio feels you, Jay.
I feel you.
Yeah, you
I
know
feel
why?
you.
Kung sino manalo dyan, makakalaban yung haters naman ni Julio.
Yeah.
Aha, aha, aha.
So, ngayon,
And
so,
I have
ako,
friends.
and,
I
that,
have friends who would agree also.
for that reason, sana manalo Minnesota dyan para maglaban yung haters yung dalawa.
Puta hayop. Ibang klase voodoo level yan, bro.
Hindi, pag may haters yung dalawa, tingnan natin kung paano yung ano nyo. I want to see your predictions for that, ano, if that happens. Anyway.
I have nothing against Minnesota, dude.
Ako, let's see. Ako, for
Ah,
me,
have
is,
nothing against Memphis.
See. In fact, you know what? Oh, there, since we're all, was rooting for Memphis, and I told him, of course, you're rooting for Memphis. That makes so much sense. Manoli, hi Manols. I know you're rooting for Memphis because he likes
You know,
Memphis. Yeah,
nice
oh,
Manol.
yeah, he's so rooting for Memphis. One, because if there was a team Manoli would root for, it probably would be Memphis. And two, he knows it goes directly against me. But that's okay. That's okay. Parang we're being thrown back into
oh,
high school.
Bobby, may phone-in question.
Payag ka LBJ to Golden State? For Wiggins, yes. Even for Wiggins and Wiseman, yes. I'll tell you that right now. Well, okay. Wiseman, okay, fine. Sorry, Dubs fans. Maybe not Wiseman yet. Wiggins, Damian
May,
Lee, Juan Toscano Anderson. Yes. Okay, there. 3 for 1. Pwede.
hey, may tanong ako kay Bobby.
Go.
May tanong ako kay Bobby. Bobby, payag ka. Trade tayo, Tatum saka Brown for LBJ.
Hindi,
Tatum, Smart, Brown. Yan, for LBJ. Game ako dyan.
Julio, I think I don't think that's the trade that's happening if LBJ go to the Warriors. Eh. I think it's
Yeah.
ano daw eh. It's LBJ for Bob Myers. Payag ka. LBJ for Bob Myers. Ano? Payag ka?
Oh my God. That I don't mind LBJ as a player. Anyway,
Anyway,
okay, quick.
sige.
Going back.
Okay.
To Minnesota.
Okay, let me give my take. Ako,
Okay,
this is
okay,
this
go.
is the stage now for Mini. This is the best they've looked. Lolo na
No
si
way,
LB.
no.
Okay. So, ako, this is the best Mini has looked in, in since they put together this cat D'Lo team. They have Anthony Edwards now. They have, a pesky, savvy, playoff savvy vet in Pat Bev who, even if we hate him, dude, he is. So this is their time. If I mean this is a stage for them already. If they they're coming in with so much confidence, and let's see how they do. Let's see if they can put their money
Well,
where their
their
mouth is.
mouth
Diba,
is,
with it.
yeah, they've been bitching a lot. The whole team took Pat Bev's character, man. So let's see. Back it
And
up,
that's
man.
and to be honest, that's why I joked that I wanted Minnesota to win para magharap yung dalawang haters nyo. But I want that matchup kasi it'll be a good matchup for two fairly young and playoff not so savvy playoff teams. Yeah. So it could be an interesting matchup also. And even the should they lose, should that happen, the Clippers going down to 8 seed would be a better matchup also for Phoenix, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's nice to talk about that also. Wait, Bobby goes that LeBron will get all his friends
Pat
pa kasi.
Pat
And he
Bever,
goes, Pat
Calvin
Bev for
Abueva.
Calvin Abueva. But I think Calvin
Dude,
Abueva dances
Bob,
better.
Bob, ako Rudy Distrito,
Rudy. Rudy
The
Distrito.
destroyer.
the Destroyer.
I,
Destroyed
I,
yung dalawa na yan.
I only have one destroyer in my life, and that's Andre. I'm not sure if he's watching tonight. My
Okay.
pick, Minnesota
Uh,
Clippers, is a very, very important series for me because it's a very, very important series for me. Because one,
But
the
to
winner
be honest,
will,
though, Julio, do you
yes,
expect any of those teams, the Clippers or Minnesota, actually beating Memphis, though?
honestly,
Yeah,
I expect the Clippers to beat Memphis
you do. Huh?
because the Clippers is
This is
only
this is
one.
regardless if Kawhi comes back.
Yeah, this is the team that was in the Western Conference Finals last year, huh?
Hmm.
Plus, Nick, what's his name? Nick Powell. Powell, Nick ba? Basta, plus Norman Powell.
Norman
Plus
Powell.
Norman Powell.
Oh well, yeah.
Um, they got rid of some of the fat. The Clippers with
Yeah,
Paul George.
they're actually a better team now than they were last year.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
I mean,
okay.
they got to this point without PG essentially.
Okay, in all honesty, I'd even be worried about the Clippers facing the Dubs.
Hmm.
But my first
More so than
intention,
Memphis.
no, Memphis kasi, my only, well, we'll talk about that when they meet. My only thing with Memphis is that the Dubs and Memphis have such a heated battle, and Memphis is younger than the Dubs. And the Dubs young people are not as seasoned yet as the Memphis young
As
ones.
the
So
Memphis young ones,
so lugi ng, I feel that it'll take a lot out of the Dubs to face Memphis. Do I think the Dubs can beat Memphis? Of course, but that's in the future na. I want the Clippers, I want Memphis to show their wares against a very, very seasoned team like the Clippers. Then we see where Memphis is as a team right now, kumbaga. That's what I
Right,
want to see. Saan yung yabang ng Memphis?
right.
For them to
Mike,
Para,
beat the Clippers,
the
diba?
fans,
para
the
ma,
fans coming. Mike, the fans coming
sorry.
in, bro.
Para
Um,
mabugbog muna yung Memphis.
Yeah, well, but okay, and if it's okay, no,
yun
but
yung
it's also
master plan
Yun
na
yun eh. Yun
oh
yun
wait,
eh.
but on the other side, I don't mind Minnesota winning also because talagang I know mabubugbog si Ja if Minnesota is there.
Yeah.
You get
Yep.
as in
Yes.
Pat Bev
Yes.
will make
Yes.
bugbog Ja all the way the same way he made
baka
bugbog.
injure pa nga eh.
And then
Yeah, well, Pat
that's why
Bev did it.
I,
Pat Bev did it to Steph in 2017.
yep.
Made him bugbog
Uh-huh.
enough to get injured.
That's
Right.
why I
Not
like
that
that matchup better
yeah.
actually.
I don't wish any injury, but Pat Bev just does do that. He's an asshole of a player, but you might like him on your side sometimes. And then
Yeah.
can you imagine the Clippers facing Phoenix? That's gonna be huge
Yep.
also.
Yep.
Because I think out of everyone here in the West, the Clippers are like the Nets of the West, in my opinion. Because they're a Western
That's solid,
Conference
huh?
team. Dude, they're a Western. No matter what, the last 2 years, they were supposed to be title contenders. Everyone is forgetting that the Clippers were title contenders. They just had
Because
Doc
they're the
Rivers to
Clippers.
choke. Yeah, at some point, the Clipper joke will be old, dude.
And you know what? You know what made them
It
ako
isn't
for
yet.
me though, and you know what made them more
Yes.
dangerous? What they made
What?
them more dangerous for me after those 2 years is they were humbled.
Yeah, they paid their dues. That's why
They
nga.
paid their
So,
dues. They were humble, dude. Iba yung it's a different mindset going in when you're pag ganun yung ano mo eh. 'Di ba? As opposed to, your favorites, you
Mm.
go on with so much swag. There is such a thing as overconfidence in the
yeah.
playoffs also na ang yabang mo, you think,
Mhm.
you're invincible and all that.
I don't know if
But
they
then
can take it all the way, huh? But they can make Silat any team in the West.
oh
Even
yeah.
Golden State, huh? I mean, I'm saying that more than,
Possible naman talaga.
di ba? So
Yep.
that's my take. How important this 7-8 matchup is in my life.
Oh, do we go to the
Yeah,
East Muna and talk
Yeah,
about the rest
yeah,
of
we'll
the
yeah.
play-in?
we'll go to the East Muna. Doc Nesty says, really hope Papi J that the Lakers trade LBJ. Grabe ang layo kay Kobe, Magic, and all the
Oh,
other
Doc.
Laker greats. Eto pag may pag-asa pa ang Lakers sa play-in pero LBA just gave up. Nagising lang at nag-decide na ayawan na. Can't even rally his teammates. Saklap.
Ay, completely
Ay,
agree, Doc. Sakit. Sakit sa puso,
yeah.
sakit sa mata panoorin. Masakit. Shell
But I
yan.
don't think LBJ will trade himself.
He's not going anywhere. So I'm hoping na lang that, they get at least a better roster around him. Wala eh.
That's we should have a special Laker episode actually. Into the East, man.
All
Uh,
right. All right.
the first
Exciting to.
this is Jesus Christ. The first play-in tournament. I find the East hilarious. The first play-in tournament in the East is your Eastern Conference finalists last year.
Finally. Oo. Finally.
Atlanta Hawks versus the Charlotte Hornets. Can I just
With the
start by
exact same
saying that
record pa.
what?
Exact
Yeah.
same record pa.
Yeah, I'll start now with this. Atlanta should beat Charlotte. If they don't, that's a really doofus thing. And I also think they have a puncher's shot at making it hard for Miami. I don't know if beating them, but definitely making it hard for Miami. So, you guys.
You wanna go, Jay? Ako na. If ikaw na mag-finale
Wala.
sa Atlanta, team mo to.
Yeah,
Yeah, ako I agree.
Team
You know, the
din mo
record,
nila.
that record actually, the tied record doesn't really reflect, how strong this, how much stronger
Yeah.
Atlanta is. Yeah, they really played like crap this year.
Yeah.
Actually,
To
they
start
kind of
the season,
salvaged,
no?
yeah, to start the season. They salvaged the season in the second half, but hopefully, baka that's the right thing, diba? They were medyo petics early on. They're hitting their stride now, and maybe they might just peak at the right time. Diba? Aanhin mo yung we've seen it so many times already where, a team peaks too early or they give it too much in the regular season and they flame out in the playoffs. So, let's see. Ako I have Atlanta on this. Atlanta taking this
Yeah.
also.
Jay.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy prediction. I mean, yeah, they screwed up this season per se. Sort of, made it bawe a bit and got themselves still into the picture. And they still ended with a winning record naman eh. Unlike the Western teams that are in the play-in, di ba? Some are not even in a winning record, like the Pels and the Spurs.
And
I think Atlanta has the goods not just to beat Charlotte, but to beat even the Nets if they have to. Um, they're a more complete team than the Nets. They really just need to zone in on KD here. I think Trey and Kyrie will sort of cancel themselves out. If the likes of Sina Herter, Sina Hunter can gang up, Gallinari, these are long players, man, that are also mobile. That I I can see at least ganging up on KD, giving him a hard time. So yeah, you still cannot take this Atlanta team lightly.
but I think it's a huge letdown if Atlanta loses to Charlotte. It's
There,
it
I don't see it happening. I don't see it
You
happening.
don't see it happening. Okay.
No.
Now we go to the next another ludicrous matchup right here in the East. Um, it's so funny because we mentioned how Atlanta turned their season around, and technically they're
Right.
only one game below Brooklyn, who was at the top of the Eastern Conference for most of
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird,
Well,
man. It's
Brooklyn turned their
so
season.
around
Brooklyn
us.
turned their season around us.
It's so fucking weird. Anyway,
In a bad way.
Yeah.
It ended
it's
up there, man.
so for the second play-in tournament, I play in matchup with let's go to Bobby nga because Bobby's going
Yeah. Yes,
gatherer
to.
daw gatherer daw si LBJ. The other Laker greats were hunters.
Yun.
But but
I like
Hunter
that.
plays for Atlanta. Kasi kamag-anak ba ni Hurter si Scal and Matt Bonner?
May ano sa redhead to si Bobby ah.
Uh,
May fetish.
Um, my son just gave me water. I don't know why.
Mag-thank you ka na lang. Nanto ba?
uh,
Thank you. I'd like to thank my son for water. But yeah, you
Sponsored ka
need the
pala ng water.
no, he needs the bottle pala for he needs the water bottle for a project. Anyway, now you know my life, guys. So, dude. Anyway, it's gonna be Brooklyn versus Cleveland. So I don't know. Can I start again with this? Because I just find this absolutely
Yeah.
ludicrous that Brooklyn is even in a play-in scenario. That Brooklyn will end up coming in as the seventh seed. That Brooklyn can probably win the whole thing anyway. So, you guys, I'm flabbergasted with this one. So,
Go ahead,
ako,
despite
Mike.
Cleveland,
okay.
despite
A-
Cleveland having a good season, this is just
Ako, I'm hoping
anyway
and praying that Brooklyn loses the first play-in game
because
because that's the only way they face Philadelphia in this play. This playoffs.
oh yes, you
I
want them on
want
the
that
other
match
bracket.
That's
up.
what
I
he's been
want them on
wanting
the
all
top
this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
bracket, dude. So kailangan everybody cheer. Di ba? Everybody voodoo Brooklyn for this first game. Para nandun sila. Kasi, di ba, I was trying to call that actually na
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
trigodon of the second place teams
Yeah.
between Philly, Boston, and Milwaukee. I was hoping that Philadelphia lands on that
Uy,
second seed.
can I comment? Can I comment on that about that? That it's so funny how they all avoid. I don't know. Now it's clear to me. They all avoided Philadelphia and Milwaukee. Tried to avoid even Miami. They all tried to avoid the second seed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Boston is the only one who went for the second seed because they tried to avoid the Raptors and Canada.
because because of two players, major players, Horford and Brown, that
Who
won't be
are
able to play if they face Raptors
yes.
at
So
Toronto
they wanted no scenario
because
wherein
of
they can
COVID
fall into
protocols.
number four. they did,
Ay,
so
naka.
they said
It's
might
pretty
as well
wild, huh? It's
isolate
pretty
KD
wild.
and it's absolutely nuts how Boston is the second seed this season, considering how well actually it should be not so
How
well.
bad they started, no?
We were ratting on them the whole season. Of
Dude,
course, they're the second
the
Yeah,
seed.
first
yeah.
up to December, we were we were like Boston won't make it.
Yeah, I know. But JJ,
Ay,
what's your
naka.
take muna on Boston and Cleveland, dude?
Huh?
No, your take
Brooklyn and
on
Cleveland.
Boston and Brooklyn and Cleveland. Sorry, Jay.
Brooklyn and Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Brooklyn should win, but I'm with Mike. I want to see that Philadelphia Brooklyn matchup happen, man. So
Di ba?
I'm gonna be rooting for the Cavs, and I'm gonna try all the voodoo shit I know on the Nets, man.
Sorry na lang Miami, di ba? Basta sorry na lang mga Miami fans. We just want to see that drama.
But you know what? Yeah,
Pero
you're right.
saya din nun, ah. First round, Miami Nets agad, di ba?
Oh,
Ah,
Patayan nila
crap,
dun.
man. But for that
Saya
to
nun, man.
happen, nga, it has to be an upset on Miami. Diba? I
yes.
mean, yeah.
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 Ouch, ouch. Well, basta the East is absolutely crazy in this regard. You know what? Since we're on the East and talking about this, right? Let's talk as it goes inward now into the playoff bracket. So,
Sige.
um, let's talk first about Miami. What? Nothing special. Miami's number one seed. That's pretty much where they were the whole season, right? You guys have any thoughts on
Yeah,
Miami?
that's pretty much a product of a system.
Yeah.
They had a lot of players in and out all season, man. And for Spo to still be able to get them to the as the top seed is pretty good, you know. That's a feat right there, man. He should be considered as coach of the year too.
Spo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it weird that if I call Miami my sleeper pick
It
at
is
first
kind
seed?
of because they're number one,
At
eh, no?
first seed. At
But
first seed.
right,
No, but they are, diba? Parang technically they're not, but you can say that they are the sleeper. They can be a sleeper pick, diba?
I have four teams in the East, man, and you can put them into a hat and throw it, and that's your finalist right
Yeah.
there.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Chicago. We've seen if we're going here, na ba? We're
No, no.
going down that
Let's
line.
no. Let's go next to Boston Muna. What do you think about
Sige.
second seed Boston? How do you think Boston came in at how do you think their season went? I mean, like that's like an obvious question.
Well, they started like crap and eventually found their winning ticket in Derek White. As simple as that trade was, as non newsworthy as that trade was, but getting him into the lineup, knowing the system, the coach Idoka was used to, both coming from the Spurs, their coach and Dwight. That kind of stabilized that team, man. And it alleviated Smart from having to do the ball carrying duties quite a bit, which made him a better defender again, which made him start scoring more again. All around, it just made the team flow better.
I'm
The only thing that they're really missing is Williams. That's gonna kind of
Oh
hurt them
yeah,
in this
that's
whole
gonna hurt
playoff
them.
run, man.
That's true.
Defensively,
I actually
they
forgot about
they
that.
ended yeah they ended the season as the number one ranked defensive team. High up then. That really was the reason why they started ranking up and piling up all those wins to get to number two, man.
I have a question. Well, let's get to Manoli's question first. Wasn't Miami falling apart at the end of the season? They kind of were, no? They were kind of
Can I comment
faltering.
on that? Can I
Okay,
They
go.
comment on
kind of
that?
were,
Because
man.
I was actually that incident, that whole bench scuffle between
I don't
Butler
think it was
and
a big deal
ano,
though.
dude,
Yeah.
that was actually the turning point. That was a turning point that fired up fired up
Again,
Miami cylinders, dude. And they've been
right.
playing great ever since that incident,
Ever
actually.
since then, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
parang it was, you know how
I think
sometimes, coaches nagpapa-technical sa gitna ng laro just to fire up their players. That fired up
uh,
Miami after that incident. They've been really, they at least they look like they're in playoff form already.
What
right.
incident?
Parang Butler was put into place there, man.
I thought
Put into
sabi
his place and kind of trabaho ka. Trabaho
Hindi,
ka
pero
lang
ako
dyan.
I
Huwag kang
don't think
puro
it was
pusta.
necessarily a bad. It was ano eh. If you put
No, it became a good thing because he was put in his
no, no,
place, man.
even no,
Alam
what
mo
I'm saying
naman
is
kasi si Butler.
no, he is, yeah, but I don't think it was that bad. I think it was one of those things lang na you put 10 competitive players in a room. Everybody
And
wants,
yeah,
eventually they will butt heads, pero it's not necessarily a
right.
bad thing or bad
No, because there's
intentions,
still a
bad
single
intentions
goal.
in, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right, right,
it's kung ba it's gigil lang na, you know what, 'di ba? Magbuumpugan pero it's not necessarily bad
right.
intentions from Butler. So
I
yeah.
thought it was
No
dinner
naman
plans the
siguro.
whole time.
Yep.
Even Spo downplayed it during the interview after
Right,
the
right.
game, di ba?
Wait, that wasn't real? I really thought they were fighting over dinner.
Okay.
Eto na.
The
Ayan,
Celtics players
ginaya
who went
ng
to
gaya.
Spurs said same daw lahat ng drills ng Spurs and Celtics sa practice. Yup.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
Udoka learned his everything,
Yep.
man, from Pop. So, yeah.
You're welcome, Bob.
Mag-thank you ka na lang daw, Bob.
Okay, next up the Eastern bracket. Let's go up to defending champions
Sige.
Milwaukee, who will face
Yan.
Chicago. What
Yan.
how okay, as much as a nice season Chicago had
Yeah.
this season, 'di ba?
Uh-huh.
But the bull
Uh-huh.
stops at the buck. Ganun ba yan? The buck
Uh,
stops the bull. The buck stops the bull. Yeah, tama. That's how
uh,
I'm gonna phrase it right there. So great season, but you're facing the defending champions who
uh,
Yep.
practically have that's
Mhm.
I only have one comment that Patrick Williams kanina when he scored like 30 points or something kind of looked like Kawhi, huh? Just saying. With the way he moved, looked exactly like Kawhi. So it was funny. You, Jay, Mike.
Ako, that's an easy for me, man. That's an easy pick for
Mm.
me. Even before reaching the playoffs, no, we saw naman Chicago was actually ranked a little higher earlier, diba?
Yeah.
And we all said that that's gonna change. All these other teams, although the Nets didn't make it to where we thought they'd be, everyone else did. Boston made it back up there. The Bucks are back up there. Philly's back up there. And Chicago was brought back down to earth even before reaching the playoffs. So no, they're not gonna make it out of that series alive, man. But it's gonna be a good learning experience, and I think they still had a good season. So kudos for them to the team and what they were able to accomplish this year.
Okay,
Mikey.
ako one statistic. Chicago has won 0 games against the top 3 teams in the East.
Zero ba? They never won one
Talaga,
eventually.
No.
Mike,
Talagang
all
zero?
Yes.
season zero.
Yes.
The whole season,
Yes.
zero?
Yes.
Well,
Ah,
enough
okay, there
said.
you go. Enough said.
The buck stops the bull.
The Bulls,
The bu-
si Bucks.
the
Si
si
Bucks.
buck. Si buck
Okay.
yung si bulls.
Si Bucks yung Bulls.
Are we okay, Mike? Anything else, or we're
No,
staying?
no,
on-
good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay, and then the 4-5 match
Ito
up.
4-5. Can I just say lang sa 4-5 matchup, mahiyain
So,
tong matchup na to.
mahiyain. Bakit?
Mahiyain. Ayun, no, Torfy.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Tito Joke alert!
Wait,
Tito Joke
wait.
alert!
Unahan ko na si
Oh my
Bobby.
God.
Baka babato ni Bobby mo. Unahan na naman ako.
Wala ba tayong counter
But
para sa Tito Joke?
oo, okay,
Diba?
okay, may ano ba na
Dapat
drum.
meron para may counter ka din. Tatlo na tayong may counter dyan.
Dapat wala drum roll
Mike,
yan.
Tito
Pambira.
Jokes. Yeah.
Counter. Gusto mo Tito Joke counter? Sige, gagawa ko para sa sarili ko.
You know what? I have I have zero words for that.
Let's go. Dude.
You know
Don't,
what? It's
pinapa-
so it's so intense. Ako yung na-torfin.
Ay, nga tala-
Classic, hear it the whole season in the bench. You don't normally joke.
Let it go,
You're so
dude.
silent.
Oh my God.
You,
Oh.
you come out
Let it
very
go. Let it go.
serious.
Let's get
And
back
this
to
is
what you
basketball. I'll start na.
Let it
I
go.
think if Toronto, I think if Toronto's shooters are going to be firing in all cylinders, I don't think this is going to be an easy out to Philly, man. All their players are vaccinated naman, no? Because if they're going to miss a couple players pa, yari.
Uh,
But I don't think it's gonna be a relatively easy out for Philly, man. Ang daming shooters nitong Toronto. Sure, most of the players there will have their first benediction in a playoff scenario. But Van Fleet has been there. He's won one. Siakam has won one. They have a ton of shooters. If Gary Trent Jr., who surprised me all season, can do what he's been doing on a consistent basis, mahirapan tong mga to. Harden's been having bad games then here and there.
yeah.
So we'll see,
Yep.
huh?
That'll be
I
ako.
don't
Yeah,
think
I agree,
Embiid
dude.
alone can, yeah.
Totally agree. Ako, Harden will be key because he's been playing like crap. But he hasn't been playing like, parang,
Oh,
as scrappy as Ben Simmons was for Philly last year. The way Harden's playing now, parang didn't really get, the better part of that deal from what's happening. The only thing that's good for them is at least Harden is playing. But Harden has to show up in the series, or they can get
Diba,
ano nga,
no? He has
they
to.
can get.
Oo.
Ay, may silat talaga sila.
Can
Meron.
I can I just say that you know what? I I think Philly will win this. I'm just actually shocked that there's a 3 game difference. It's really funny um, that there's
Only,
only a
no?
3 game difference between both. But I
Yeah.
will say this is that I think Philly will win it despite Toronto having the biggest home court. Okay, correct. Okay, I'm gonna correct that. They have the biggest country court advantage in the NBA. That
Yep.
and this is what Manoli puts right now is that Thibault is not vaxxed, so therefore
Ayun!
Thibault,
Yari! Will not play there.
because Toronto, for everyone who's taken
Nice one,
geography,
Manos.
for everyone who's taken geography with me, Toronto is in Canada, and they have different
They have
rules when
stricter
it comes to,
protocols, yeah.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
different protocols. So anybody who is not vaccinated cannot play in the Canadian soil.
Thibault is their best defender, so that's gonna be
Yeah,
hard. You
Well,
have
the
Gary Trent
the
making pukol from tres. All these other shooters they have, OG and Nobi. Dude, mahirapan ang Philly dyan.
on the bright side lang with Philly is they have home court advantage, so at least they get Thibault gets to play 4 games as
4 games
opposed to
out of
3.
3.
Yeah.
Like to
True,
say hi
true.
to Alan, who just got here. Ha ha ha. Anyway, and
Hello,
he's all,
hello.
and he's also for Memphis na yan. Ja Morant for the win. Um, I'll have something to say about that later. Just kidding.
Controversial yan sa
Okay,
kanya.
ito na. To
Sa
the
akin
wild
hindi.
wild west.
Now we go to the wild, wild west. Up,
Yan na.
Phoenix, number one the
Oh,
whole season.
aha. Consistent to.
Consistent ba?
Oo, solid. All year, man.
Yep. Nothing.
Even with losing Booker for a while, losing SP3 for a long time. Yeah, sorry, we call CP3 SP3 on the bench. If you haven't been following the show yet, this is your first time watching. That's what we call them.
If you don't know that SP3 is CP3 here in the bench, you better subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Bench,
Yan.
to
Yeah!
find
Para
out
malaman
why
nyo kung
we
ano ibig
call him
sabihin.
SP3. Second seed in
But
the
hey,
West is the favorite of Alan,
ayun.
the Memphis Grizzlies, and apparently my good friend since grade school, Manoli Guidotti. Um,
Let's go, Grizz!
what? I have a lot to say about Memphis. Maybe you guys want to soften the blow.
No,
I'll
go
give
ahead
my
muna.
I'll give my
Yeah.
time to you.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead,
no.
go
Well,
ahead.
me?
Take the floor.
I give
Okay.
my time to you.
I want Memphis to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
And
go. Let's
why?
move on.
Meron yan, meron yan. Yung
Ito,
why, asa
sumundot
na
lang
yung
si
why?
Bobby.
Baka may chance pa ang Phoenix kahit na book dated a Kardashian. You know what?
Technically, she's not a Kardashian though.
Yes,
She's a Jenner.
yes. She's a
So,
Jenner.
may pag-asa yan.
Yep.
Hey, they made it to the finals
Olympic
last year,
gold
man.
medalist blood.
Yes, may
Oo
Olympic
nga.
blood. Diba?
Gagawa ng Little Bookers yan na mas maganda pa genetic.
Little Bookers.
Little book.
Parang
Okay.
maliit na kulangot ng puti.
Memphis is your upstart team for this season, but they have to pay their
Aha.
dues. Let's move on. You guys, wala na, nothing. Jay, I thought you loved Ja also.
No, I think that's a solid team, and one reason why Julio's Julio's not happy with Memphis for a couple of things, not just naman because they're upstarts and all that. He has his personal reasons, which he should be explaining, not me. But I'll say this though, madaming teams dyan sa taas na takot kalaban to. That's all I'll have to say. I think they're a complete team. I think they have a leader. I think they have a system in place. I think the coach is pretty good. Adams is there. They've got an enforcer. They've got shooters around Ja. Hey man, it's a long team also. This isn't a team that cannot match up with teams that have tall players. So we'll see.
Uh,
Di ba, Doc? Akala ko, little ko lang. Kasi nga,
Ako
tuloy
lang
panalo
with
ko eh.
ako lang with Memphis ah. With Memphis, dude, aren't they're coming in as hot as how Atlanta came in the playoffs last year.
Pwede. Pwede.
I'll just
That's
leave
a
it
good
Um,
there.
observation, man. Pwedeng
oh yeah,
umabot
pwede.
ng
Me pa
finals.
nga. Me pa nga.
Finals
I'll,
ng West.
I'll even give a I'll even give a weird analogy here, and here comes Manoli saying again that Memphis has a very deep bench.
No,
I
no,
know
I'm
Yes!
saying that.
you
Super!
don't have to keep on reminding
Super
me that
deep
Memphis is
No,
now.
very very
you
deep.
guys
Eh.
didn't get it eh. I'm saying that kasi baka they might crash and burn in the conference finals also.
If I'm
Hey,
going to
but
be very
getting to
objective
the
about it,
conference finals, though, isn't that a big leap already, though,
It
for
is.
where they were last year?
Oh
yes,
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Just
I'll
like
give a
the Hawks.
weird comparison when it comes to Memphis. Okay, so why, of course, I have a lot of hugot because I have a lot of pride in the Dubs. But if you really want to make a comparison, a legit objective comparison, was that the Dubs came in also just as hot as Memphis in 2014, and
Right,
in 15 they were
right,
just as
right,
hot
right,
as what
right.
Memphis is right now.
Uh-huh.
And the Dubs went all the way to the finals and won it. So it's not unheard of. But the Dubs eventually had to pay their dues the next year. Yeah, so that's right. So exactly. So Manoli is correct. If Memphis reaches the Western Conference Finals, they eliminated yung Dubs. Now, ergo Manoli, since I know you're very, very good in math, that equals me hating Memphis. It's that simple.
May takot, may takot.
Well, dude, well, I'm not gonna lie and say that there's takot. It's almost like there's a big bad guy you wanna fight, but you know you can't really quite beat him yet. So you're gonna get a bunch of smaller guys to make him bugbog muna. Para by the time he gets to you, medyo okay na, di ba?
Lambot na.
Malambot na, tenderized.
Eh.
Next matchup. Now, since Warriors versus Denver.
Ganda rin naman to. Pero
Are
I
you
don't I mean, see, Murray and MPJ aren't playing anymore, no? Parang
not in the
scrap
first
na eh.
round? Well, we'll see.
At least not the first round.
No, but
Yeah.
anything can still happen. If it stretches to a
Or
seven
maybe
game,
or
Uh,
maybe not in the first
Dubs
game.
pa man
yeah,
They
yeah.
can come in somewhere in the middle of the series also. That can happen.
really, may ganun pa
Yeah,
pala.
meron pa
No,
rin.
I
I mean,
mean
I
parang yeah.
they're
Kasi
not injured anymore.
you have to insert them at some point. Eh. So baka
Yeah,
right.
timing lang dun eh.
I
like if
still
they're
think
about
the Dubs
if
will
they're
get
down
this.
2-0, they might play.
The only big problem for the Dubs really here is Jokic, man. Looney's not gonna be able to handle Jokic. So yun lang naman yung main problem dyan eh. If Steph and Clay can hit a ton of shots, then Poole helping out, Dre running this team. The bench I think is medyo pantay eh. Medyo the Denver bench actually kind of got an upgrade this season, especially when because of losing Murray, because of losing MPJ, the other players had to step up and they got used to playing those minutes already. And ano ha, contributing. So I think it's gonna be a good series, but I still see the Dubs beating the Nuggets.
Do I? Okay. Even Doc Nesty talks about Jokic being the X
Yes,
factor
yes.
against the
Yeah
Dubs.
naman, Doc.
Yeah, but okay,
Yep, yep.
I will say this, Doc. I will say this. If Jokic is not the X factor who who will be right now, there's only one factor for Denver, and that's Jokic.
Yeah.
It's not an X factor. He is the factor right now for
The
Denver.
only
So
factor.
he's the only factor. Mike, you wanna go
Yeah,
first with
ako, yeah.
the
I mean, to that point, I was gonna say that actually. Jokic has to play he has to be MVP Jokic to beat the Dubs.
yeah. I was listening to a podcast a while ago, And of course,
Okay.
let's insert Bobby
Uh,
muna, and sa Pasko pag babalik si Murray, si Jose.
ayan.
Okay.
yan, ganyang mga joke,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Now that that's out of our system,
Okay. Labas na natin.
yeah, labas na natin 'yan. Um, I was listening to a podcast kanina about the Dubs and Denver, and the problem with Denver right now, huh? I
It's
mean, I don't want to voodoo the Dubs by saying this. I don't. Nice, man.
Puta,
My
ganyan ka
whole
grabe
batch is
pag
against
ganyan
me.
ka grabe pag nag-segue si Julio ng Dubs. Pati yung walkout ko di napansin ng pusa.
uh,
Yan ang Dubs
Look, huh?
segue.
I
Oh,
hope
go,
Dubs
Julio.
win so Memphis can beat them. Tignan mo talaga to. Tignan mo the friends who the friends who I have loved and cared for all my life. This is how they show me.
Go, Manols!
saya
I
to.
was listening to a podcast. That's why I was listening to a podcast. And when it comes to Golden State and Denver, yes, everyone will say it's about Jokic. Uh, but that's also the problem now. Without Murray and without Michael Porter Jr., they unless Jokic scores 50 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists every day, which the Dubs will give him, then so be it. Diba? So I mean that's what's gonna happen. So in fact, so I was listening to the podcast and they were saying that all the Dubs has to do playing against Denver is to let Jokic operate one on one against the Dub centers. Everyone's gonna start thinking that they should start double teaming Jokic, and that's when Jokic will become the most dangerous. So all you gotta do is single coverage Jokic in a 7 game series and make his stamina outlast everything. So if Jokic scores 50, 60 points, so be it. As long as Will Barton doesn't kill you, as long as Monte Morris doesn't
Parang
kill
ano yan
you.
eh. Parang opposite of the Jordan rules yan, diba?
Yeah, because they'll end up having everybody else kill them, like Sina Will Barton.
No, yeah. Because you remember what they did with the Jordan rules, and until they figured out that they couldn't stop MJ, so what they did was they let MJ have his, and then shut down everyone else,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
Yep.
That's the because if they have to score 60, that's really tiring, also, diba? So
Yes. Yeah, and you have to do that 4 games in a series, diba? That's gonna.
no apologies needed, Alan. We're all adults here. Unadulterated adults.
Okay, eto na.
Eto
Utah,
na. Mita
Dallas.
or Utah?
Ha? Ha?
Utah.
Sige na, bilisan mo na bago ako makaisip ng joke
Pa
dyan
yan.
sa pangalan nila. Malapit na eh.
No, you know I'm
Mag-walkout
so
ako uli
playing
ng ganyang joke.
Uh, ha? Meron na ako
Walkout
naiisip.
uli yan.
Grab, dalian mo na. Dalian mo na ako na naiisip na naman akong joke.
4-5 Dallas
Okay.
versus
Utah.
Utah.
Okay.
Um, I don't know how exciting this will this parang lumalabas now. This will be exciting because Luca has a calf strain. Is that what's going to happen?
Well, if Lucas not playing, dude, this is I'll call it na. This will be the most boring series of the first round. Di ba?
Yeah, man.
Luca will be the only headliner there, di ba? And if he's
How
not
wild, no?
playing,
Na it's
then
4-5, and then it's gonna be the most boring. It should be the
uh,
best, eh, no?
Yeah. Sabi
well,
ni Alan, no
half of
synergy
it is
for
Utah.
Utah.
Half
Yeah.
of it is Utah. So,
And he goes, Dallas will win this. But yun nga, like you guys are saying, is that
It all depends if
oh
Luka
my
will play.
god,
anak ka naman, Bobby's on a roll, man. I mean, this is
Yeah.
this is what 5 game winning streak.
I saw it in the corner of my eye, pare. I was like,
Bobby, yung mga jokes na yan, Bobby.
Dude, ako, I wish that I can turn back the clock to this episode.
oh my
I see. You know, like, let me just leave it there.
so yun. So now you're gonna have Dallas versus Utah, and um, yes, and I mean, if Utah beats Dallas because Luca's not playing, That's not.
Umalis na si Quinn. Saka umalis na si DM.
Oh, where'd Jay go?
ha?
Where did Jay go?
Aba,
Fine.
napansin din, oh.
Oh, diba? See? I
Pangalawang
knew it.
walkout na, pangatlo ko na yan buong gabi, eh.
See,
Ngayon
dude.
lang
See,
napansin. Kasi
Uh,
hindi Dubs yung pinag-uusapan, Utah.
see. Well, dude. I mean, I won't lie to you. I'll probably talk about Dubs and make you pansin. I'm sorry, but we're talking Utah here, dude.
uh,
No, well, if Luka's gonna play, this is Dallas's series to win. If he can't play, then Utah might make silat.
Okay, no, but let's talk a little serious. That what do you think about the little heat that Jason Kidd's getting? That why did he play Luka pa on the last day?
Hard. It's hard to
Whoa.
question a coach's decision pagdating sa ganyan. It's either he wanted all his players there because he wanted them to be sharp for the playoffs. There are several reasons a coach can come up with, and it's really not our call. We're not the coach, so I won't question his decision there.
That's just
okay.
like, well, yeah. So but I can't do anything with that also.
Ako, I'm not,
Diba?
ako naman,
Really,
I'm not,
bro.
I'm not gonna whine about how pampered the players nowadays are and say na Jason Kidd should have sat down, sat out Luka. Diba? I can't do, diba? We
Yeah,
always
diba?
complain about, load management and ano, and then I'm
Right.
Well,
gonna
you
tell
We
guys
them
hate
na
complain
load
dapat
about it.
inupo.
management. It was
Dap,
great that he
diba?
played for his team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on a different. But I was talking to you guys already on the chat room that I don't think any player should play the last day. So for me, it's really like there was no perp. I mean, Boston. I think you said Boston rested. I think Tatum on the second to the last game. Then they played this last game, which is
He played
very,
today, yeah.
yeah, because it's so obvious they wanted not they didn't want anything to do with Toronto. They
Mhm.
really
Right,
wanted to make
right.
sure, diba? I don't
Yeah.
see where Dallas was going with Luca playing on this last day. I don't know if they really wanted to secure the third seed or
Mm-mm.
so I don't know
I
where.
think you know what? For me, with that risk, I think they were going for the third seed. Cause why else, diba?
Yeah. They would rather face Denver than Utah. Well, because
Yeah,
my perception siguro is that Utah's easier to face than Denver. Maybe they thought otherwise.
right.
Siguro. Maybe, diba?
That's so true, no? That's kind of weird. Either team, either Denver or Utah, kaya naman nilang labanan, eh.
Yeah. Well,
Diba?
that's where
Yeah.
I'm coming from. So
Right.
me,
No, yeah, I'm with you there.
someone like Luca, who's so precious, because without Luca, there's really no one
Oh, nga.
there.
Yeah.
So that's anyway. But yeah, I won't question Jason Kidd. Yeah, I mean, I won't question him also when he threw
It's
the.
his prerogative.
Yeah,
Right.
it's his prerogative to throw the drink on the court also. So I won't really question that. Diba?
Okay, so the Mavs won 2 out of 3 games against the Nuggets.
Against the Nuggets. Okay. So maybe that was a team they
And
would
and
have
against
rather
you
faced,
and against Utah,
honestly.
they're
Against
But
tied.
they,
Utah, what's
no,
the
but
record?
against Utah, they're 2-2.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So
Makes
maybe
a little sense
with their scouting report, they match up better with Denver. That's why they wanted
with
Denver,
Denver.
or they wanted Memphis more than Phoenix.
They
There
wanted
you go. Maybe
they
that's
wanted
more
Memphis
They
more
were
than
maybe that's
avoiding
more
the
a
yeah,
heavier
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, they could have
parang for
they
them
could have talked
overall
to us.
siguro it's an easier bracket for them if they went down sa lower
Right.
bracket. I don't know.
All Mark
Right.
Cuban had to do was call Bob Myers. It was an easy. It would have been good for us. I mean,
Yeah,
Anyway,
man. This
so that's the.
playoffs is looking to be
Yep.
super
It's
exciting.
gonna be really, really exciting this playoffs. And you know what I'm the most
Yeah.
shocked about is that we're only hitting an hour so
Yeah,
far.
actually,
Not
yeah. I
bad.
was
Not
surprised.
bad.
I was
Not bad.
Not
surprised.
bad.
Yeah. And
That's
we're
why I was
pretty much
already.
done here, at least
Yeah.
for our yeah. Are we gonna talk about our predictions pa ba? No, na. When
I
the
think we
playoffs
did.
start na, play in pa lang eh.
No,
No, I
we
mean
have.
our you guys
Ah,
showed
the playoff
our
predictions.
oh
Ay, wala
Yeah.
pa
Sa
kasi
playoffs na
wala pa
yan.
yung
Sa
play.
playoffs na yan.
Ah, yeah, let's
Play,
finish
yeah,
first. Let's let
play in.
the
Let the play-in
finalize
happen
the ano.
first.
Yeah. Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Also, what we'd like to do now is that, hey, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Alan.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah, man.
Bobby.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Manols.
Manols, Nesty,
Yep.
um,
Hmm.
whoever is out there. And
Alan,
Manols, Nesty, Alan, if you guys watch regularly,
Bobby.
I would gladly have the Dubs lose to Memphis. I'll just tell you that right now. Huh? So please keep watching.
Wow. Wow. Oh, manood daw
And
kayo.
Taking one for the
Papa,
team.
take it, dude.
papatalo eh.
Does Steph know me?
Yun, no? Yun
Oh,
eh.
does Steph know me? Steph doesn't know me. I'm diehard Dubs, but I'm diehard friends. So,
Ah, wow. Liar daw, liar. Ayan, best friend na niya yung nagsabi. Oh, liar.
why are you selling me out like that? I don't understand. We're gonna talk later, man. We're
Nalulungkot na like, good. So, wawa naman daw.
Sabihin mo, Doc Nesty, sabihin mo mag-subscribe siya dun sa Dubs Die Hard page.
as a friend, we will console you when Dubs loses. This guy is really something else, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I did to you all these years, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Um, no, we'd like to inform everyone lang that after today, since
Yeah.
normally our schedule is on Monday, Thursday, right? So
Yep.
I mean, everyone who's watching here, as these playoffs come along, as much to our ability and powers
We're
can
gonna
do.
try to cover most days, if not all.
Yeah, whenever
Something
there
like
is a
that.
game day for the playoffs, we should be
Hmm.
on right after the game. Which, but naman right
So
after, maybe a
earlier,
little bit after
yeah,
lunch.
after lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
give or take one ish or two ish, and we'll be announcing. So
right.
if you want to check us out, then it should be around after lunch, 1 to 2, or just check us out after when you guys are like after work or whatever. Um, the reason we're doing that is we want to get the games as fresh as possible as we see it, and
Hmm.
since we'll be watching it, and not have
Right.
to talk about games 2 or 3 days late down the road. That it just, you know
Right.
what I mean, how news moves so fast
Yeah.
nowadays that it's a super old news na after one day or
Yep.
2 days na
Yep.
iba na yung narrative eh, yung parang
Stale na
ganyan.
yung ano,
Yeah,
pag-uusapan. Oh, yep.
yeah. So, um, Bobby, oh, yun, sabi ni Alan, nice, nice, nice. Yun. So if you can catch us, it's a click of the notification button that you like us and follow us and put us on your favorites for not default favorites. Um, oh, yun. Yes. Wait, hold on, Alan. Yes, we'd love it if you join us and rant about the games and
Yeah,
and
that
and
would be
share your
fun.
thoughts about. Yep, that's exactly how we like it.
Yung referee kasi. Yeah.
If a Pinoy buys the Golden State Warriors, papalitan sa Sanfo Warriors ang name nila. That's a really really Phil Am joke, man. Because no, you know that,
Yes.
no?
Yes. Yes.
That's like only Pinoys call it Sanfo. No one
Yeah.
calls it
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sanfo in the Bay Area. So
No, no
your
one
jokes, this
does.
is too deep for you, Bobs. I like the other ones better. Ito medyo deep to. What do you think,
Oo.
guys?
Medyo,
No?
Ha?
Medyo deep to, no?
Ah, at least hindi
medyo
ka
AB.
dito, so hindi ako
AB
nag-walk out.
market. AB
Medyo
market. AB
Just to
market ang jokes ni Mami.
AB market na yan, oh. Not bad, not bad.
yung mga nakakalipad. Anyway, so we will be back after play-in day number 1, which is what? So what's the schedule again? We'll end with the schedule.
So the first day of play-in is
Wednesday
Wednesday
here.
Manila time. Yes.
Wednesday Manila time, and it's gonna
Which
feature the Cavs. Diba Cavs yun, diba? Cavs Nets.
Cavs Nets
Mhm.
and Clippers Timberwolves.
Kim Timberwolves. So that we'll be back for that to give our thoughts, and then of course on the next day also when
And Thursday, it's the 9-10 matchups between New New Orleans and Go Spurs Go, and Atlanta and Charlotte.
And Charlotte. I will say though, and then of course, just for so all you guys will know, also the playoffs start on Easter Sunday, so that's a
Yep.
little bit
Right.
alanganin for us, right, on that day, and we'll probably
Yeah.
go
But
right
we'll,
on the
we'll
Monday
be
games.
on it first thing the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, to talk about
Hirap
the Easter
naman yung
games
Easter
because you know naman
Sunday.
we all love the Lord in this show, whichever Lord you want to praise. Um, thanks for watching. Hey, it's been a blast, guys. I mean, welcome back. Welcome
man,
back, bench.
finally again.
And we're here for the long run, for the
Thank-
grind.
Thanks again to everyone who was here joining us earlier. Man, keep joining us. Get your friends to watch, man. We
Nag-load
appreciate
management
you
lang
guys.
kami.
Super.
Oh my
Nag-load
God.
management lang.
Dude, no! No!
Oh my God! Wow! Sino nga pala
And
yan?
on that,
Sino nga kilala yan, ah?
huh? What?
Sino daw yun? Sino si Tracy?
Kilala ko Tracy Bonham. I have no idea. That's the only Tracy who I
Tracy
know.
Bonham? Yung comedian ba yun sinasabi ni Bob?
You don't know Tracy Bonham?
Comedian?
No, mother.
Nako. Magpaalam na po tayo.
Teka na, alam mo, paalam na tayo, baka mauwi pa sa ibang Tracy yan.
Dude, she's the daughter. Take us home, Jay. She's daughter of
Mas-
Naging girlfriend ni Slash yan, ah.
Guys,
She's the
may isang
daughter of-
Tracy.
di ba?
May isang Tracy na delikado pag umabot tayo doon, ha? So,
Yeah, I know that's right. Yeah,
Bastos din yung isa, si Dick Tracy ba yan?
let's go, Jay!
Yeah.
Bring
Alright,
us
man.
home.
Richard
Alright.
Tracy.
First, here on The Bench!
The Bench!
The best.